We believe America's stronger when everybody can count on affordable health care. When everybody can count on Medicare and Social Security for a dignified retirement. We think the market works better when there are rules. When there are rules in place to protect our kids from toxic dumping. Rules in place to protect consumers from being taken advantage of by unscrupulous credit card companies or mortgage lenders. And you know, folks in New Hampshire, just like folks all across the country, they don't want to they don't want to see government do everything. They want to make sure government is giving people tools to succeed. And there's some things that they don't want government meddling in. For example, they certainly don't want politicians in Washington, most of whom are male, trying to control health care choices that women should be making for themselves. Now, for 8 years, we had a president who shared these beliefs. You just heard him. President Clinton's economic plan asked the wealthiest Americans to pay a little bit more so we could reduce our deficit and invest in the skills and ideas of our people. And at the time, the Republican Congress and a certain Senate candidate by the name of Mitt Romney said Bill Clinton's plan would hurt the economy and kill jobs. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Turns out his math was just as bad back then as it is now. Because by the end of President Clinton's second term, America had created 23 million new jobs, and incomes were up, and poverty was down, and the deficit had become the biggest surplus in history. So, New Hampshire, we know our ideas work. We've tried them, and they worked. They worked for middle-class families. They created strong and sturdy ladders into the middle class for everybody who's willing to carry out their responsibilities. Now, just like we've tried our ideas, the other side, they've tried their ideas. We gave those a shot. After Bill Clinton left, we had 8 years to test their ideas, to test Governor Romney's ideas. For most of the last decade, we tried giving big tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans. We tried letting insurance companies and oil companies, Wall Street, do whatever they please, giving them free license. And what did we get? Falling incomes, record deficits, the slowest job growth in half a century, and an economic crisis that we've been cleaning up after ever since. So let me get this straight. We tried our ideas, they worked. Middle class grew, America prospered, deficits became surpluses. We tried their ideas. Incomes went down, deficit blew up, massive financial crisis we're still cleaning up. Now, this poses a dilemma for Governor Romney. But he's a very talented salesman. And in this campaign, he has tried as hard as he can to repackage the same old ideas and pretend they're new. In fact, he's offering them up as change. Says he's the candidate of change. Now, let me just say this. We know what change looks like. And what he's selling ain't it.